everybody, it's Marissa. Thanks for coming back to see me. This is week 106, here to give you an update of what I've been up to this week. Just to run through this last week briefly. I started the gym. I talked in my last video about how I was going to start the gym, and I did. I got signed up at a local gym here that's really, really nice. And thanks everybody for your suggestions on the gym. I got set up with a trainer just to show me the machines. It's been really nice because I'm so I don't know anything about machines, weightlifting. This is my first time strength training. So this is all new to me, and I was shown the proper way to do the machines, which is so important. I think that was my biggest fear, was hurting myself or not knowing how to do the machine correctly. So I enrolled in a program where every time I go to each machine, I just type in my little number, and then it brings up, what the weight should be, where my seat should be, where everything should be. So it's all set up for me, personalized on each machine. So, it tells me how many reps I'm doing, what I did the last time, if I want to, put weights higher, how I can do that. And so it's really, really nice. I did that a couple times this week, along with cardio. So I have really been embracing this newfound, part of my journey, because I didn't do any kind of real serious, I've never really properly done weights up until this point, and I'm 2 years out of surgery. So this is definitely a new phase for me. But tonight, I really feel like I am so sore. Oh my gosh, my muscles. I could barely get off the couch earlier. I did my circuits yesterday for about half an hour, and then I went to Zumba. So I was at the gym an hour and 45 minutes total. And so today this was yesterday, and I'm really feeling it today. So yeah, so that's that. I'm going to answer your questions. That's why I didn't want to do that whole update too long, because I do have a lot of questions to get through. Thank you for everybody for submitting your questions. It was really super fun. And let's just get this started. So I'm going to go ahead and just start in the order that they were received. And Gastric Rose asked, I have always wondered about the drum set in the background. Do you play it? And if so, could you please give a few seconds of you playing it? Well, Rosemary, the drum set you see, that little snare drum, that was actually a gift from a friend of mine. He gave it to me for Christmas 5 years ago, almost as a joke, because we always said we wanted to make our own band. And, we were just messing around in that and with that idea. And so he ended up giving me the snare drum. And yeah, do I play it? Not really. The drumsticks on the snare drum, those are drumsticks I've gotten from various shows and seeing bands throughout the years. So those are little souvenirs. Unfortunately, I don't go to as many concerts as I used to go to, but those all have special meaning and are just, nice little memories for me. So that's the story with the drum set. Okay, I'm just going to mark these off because I know I'm going to lose them. Rosemary also asked about your arms. Did your doctor have anything you have to do special, like creams or massages? Massage to break up the scar tissue. Bio oil you can buy off over the counter. I got it at Walgreens. That's nice. Takes a lot of the edge off. And then I got something. Sorry, there's just something floating. I don't know. I'm just having a weird evening. I saw something floating around. Fuzzy or something. Sorry. I also got a massage cream from the surgeon called Skin Print. Now I'm not sure if that's a national company, if it's local, but it's something that I buy from them, which is really nice. I've been really lax with my scar care. I really need to get into it, especially now with my weight lifting. It feels like my incisions are just even more sensitive, so I need to be careful about that. But good luck to Connie with whatever procedure she's gonna go for it. Number 3, Carsums 40 asked, how tall are you? I am 5'5". Also, have you had any problems with relationships? Have you had any problems with the relationships you had before surgery now that you've lost the weight? I have to say no. I pretty much had cleared out all the toxic people. Not that there were many, but anybody who was toxic in my life, I had pretty much, handled that way before I had surgery. So, no, I have to say I have a very core group of friends and my family, of course, who are super supportive of me. So I really can't say that I've had any problems with relationships, no. Carsims40 also asked, how often do you work out? And if so, how long each time? My goal has mainly been about 3 times a week, just cardio, which could be Zumba, walking, like walk away the pounds, like a DVD, walking outside, just, you know, just something to get my heart rate up. Usually about 3 times a week, at least 30 minutes at a time. Now I'm going to up that when I'm adding in the weight training. So I'm going to try to do the weights 3 times a week as well, and still do the cardio about 3 to 4 times a week. But you know, this is the first time in my journey where I've actually really gotten like serious about working out, because I've never been a real like exercise, like gym kind of person. But now that I have actually like lost weight, I can actually like have areas to tone where I could see results. And now I find that it's a little more like an incentive for me to go and do it and just to feel good. It definitely is a good feeling to work out. So that's that. Carsims40 also asked, have you suffered any hair loss? I did suffer hair loss at about, I started getting it about 8 months out of surgery, which is very strange because usually people get it like within the first 3 months, I believe. But I thought I was free and clear, and then all of a sudden it just started coming out in gobs, and my hair was a lot longer at the time, and it was just like, even when I washed it, it was just like, you know, strands of hair everywhere. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, of course, because that's never like a pleasant thing to like lose hair. So I made sure I was getting in my protein. I started taking biotin supplements and using Nioxin. I actually did a video on hair loss, and I wish I can give you the number of the video. Hopefully I'll be able to add that to this if you want to see that, because that'll talk more in depth about my experience with it. Because to answer your question, yes, and then what I do for it, I'll just have to refer you to that. Carsims40 also asks, do you still cut hair full or part-time? I don't cut hair anymore. I was a hairdresser professionally for 7 years. Still licensed. I don't do anything in hair anymore. I'm doing something on the completely opposite end of the spectrum as far as a profession. Almost three years into my new career. But I still, you know, have a couple little hair cutting, I shouldn't say clients, these aren't clients. Doing hair now is more like a hobby, just to keep my skills up. I still love to do hair, but just, you know, not as a job. I do my boyfriend's occasionally. When I see my mom, if she needs a little trim, I'll do my dad's as well. But that's basically it. And I always whack on my own hair. I'm always trimming my own bangs. I'm always doing that. Well, probably a little more than I should, but yeah, I just do my bangs. I go to my friend who does my haircuts normally, but no, I do not do hair really anymore. Belinda's WLS Journey asked about my drum set, and no, I don't really play it. Belinda also asked, did you read all those books in that bookshelf? This bookshelf is actually CDs and DVDs. I know CDs are like so passe. I need to get rid of them, but they're just holding a spot basically for now. And I have like listened and watched. Actually, I have another bookcase in the corner. You can see that like back there. So I can't even tell if you can see that. That's like my regular bookcase. And I have pretty much read all of those books. So I do enjoy reading, but now I kind of read more on like on the Kindle app I have on my phone. I just find it to be a little more convenient for me. Let me see. So let's see what else. Belinda's WLS Journey also asked, what do you do for a living? I work in medical research for a hospital. So I went from hairdresser to research coordinator, completely opposite ends of the spectrum. I finished my bachelor's degree and found myself in a position to take on this new path, and I went for it. I have to say it was the best move I ever made. I never realized how what a dramatic of a switch that. Again, when I went to upload my video, a handful of questions were missing, so I have to redo them. So I'll just do that now. I was talking about my job and that, so it's just been really fulfilling, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do the change in careers. Belinda's weight loss journey also asked me, do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? I have a boyfriend. His name is Justin. And are you happy? I'm very happy, I have to say. No complaints. Gordy's So Sexy asked me, have you hit any stalls in your early stage, and what did you do to break them? I have to say I was pretty lucky. For the first year out, I didn't have any stalls. I lost consistently every week. That was kind of like a blessing and a curse, because it got me really used to losing, and then when it finally stopped, I think actually the week before I hit my 1 year, I didn't lose any weight that week, and I was kind of like, oh my gosh. I noticed that I have to go back through my journal, reevaluate, see if I was getting my protein, what I was doing differently. That's what I do now. A lot of reevaluation, and just, keep going. Sometimes your body does crazy things and it just doesn't want to let go of that weight. You might be retaining water, so just got to keep moving forward. Mrs. Che 11 asked me if I have any children. I don't have any children. She asked, are you married? I'm not married. Do you have any pets? I don't have any pets. I used to have a bird growing up in that, but that was ages ago. He died, my little birdie. So no, I don't have any of those. Yeah, so I think is the point where it goes back to where the other video left off. So I'm going to switch back to that. Bye. Okay, my camera just died right there. So here I am again. Okay, Mrs. Che asked, what was the breaking point that led you on your weight journey? There was a real significant point for me where everything kind of came to a head. That was in May of 2010. I had my surgery in September of 2010. May was a real breaking point for me. I was actually traveling for work. I had flown out to Colorado for a conference for a week, workshops and that. And it was the first time that I was so miserable traveling. My weight had gotten so out of control. I needed a seat extender. I was out of breath, in the airport trying to run from terminal to terminal. I had like a connecting flight, and it was just straight up miserable. And I was in a hotel, doing these workshops and at a conference for a week, and it gave me so much time to think and to reflect that I actually made the phone call from my hotel room to my doctor, who actually ended up referring me to the bariatric hospital. So yeah, I had gotten so fed up. I actually wrote a lot about that. I like to creative write as a hobby a little bit, and I wrote a whole little excerpt, from my journey about that, and I'm going to share that in another video, because I think that kind of describes completely my emotions and how I was feeling up to that point, because how I explain it to you right now is very generic, but the way I conveyed it was genuinely how I felt, and those were just really honest emotions and words. So I will share that in another video, because I don't even have the story with me here. It's actually on, I think it's on a jump drive at work. It's just not physically here. So, okay. JMC Hood 2 asked, what do you feel has been the most significant change in your life over the past 2 years? Probably just the most significant change is probably the feeling of being back in control. I'm in the driver's seat. Finally, again, I felt so out of control before, so hopeless. Like this was never going to get any better for me. And I think the best thing that's happened is that I feel like, I have that control. I have the power, to make the good decisions, to feel good about myself. So yeah, definitely, because I was definitely kind of out of control before, because I just didn't have any structure. So that's the most significant change for me. Shakes Girl, she asked me, since you had some reconstructive surgery, do you think you would have borne the pain of having an arm lift, thigh lift, body lift, and breast surgery with implants at the same time? I can tell you that would be a big no. I know people do multiple procedures. For me, I couldn't have. My original plan was to do a brachioplasty, then in 3 months' time or so get a tummy tuck. But I just don't really think the tummy tuck is that super, like, I have to have it. I don't have major skin issues. Thankfully, as big as I was 374 pounds. I'm pretty pleased, you know, with the way everything kind of like went back. Could have been a lot worse. My arms were just so big before. I always had a problem with my arms. I mean, even back when I wasn't super duper heavy, I just never was happy with them. So I would have to say no. The brachioplasty was really, really painful, and it could have been a lot worse, but just not being able to do a lot of things for myself, the simple task of using the restroom, you know, washing my hair, brushing my own teeth, feeding myself, you know, I couldn't imagine that as well. If I couldn't walk because I had a thigh lift and a tummy tuck, and, you know, I had problems with painkillers, making me constipated. After the brachioplasty, put me back in the ER because I had blockage. That was seriously like the worst pain. I think it was actually one of the worst parts of getting my arms lifted was that whole ordeal. So no, to answer your question, I don't think so. But people that can, it's like amazing. I'm personally not built for that. Miss Wicked 11 said, I know you have a drum in the background. Do you play? No, I don't play. Miss Wicked 11 also asked, if I remember correctly, you traveled to Chicago. Are you from that area originally? I am from northern Indiana originally. My family still lives there, and I go to Chicago quite frequently when I'm up there because I pretty much, it's like one of those things, like you're so close to it. You're like in the Chicagoland region. You're like, I'm from Chicago. And then people are like, where are you from in Chicago? Well, I'm not really from Chicago. I live outside. I live in Indiana. Yeah, one of those things. So, but you know, that's where I identify. That's pretty much where I did grow up, you know, going to and everything. So I do love Chicago. It's probably one of my favorite cities in the whole world. Miss Wicked also asked me, do you see yourself getting any other reconstructive surgery? At this time, no. I don't. I'm pretty much just going to tone up on my own. Work on my midsection, of course, if I could, and it was painless and someone was going to pay for it, and I didn't have any, you know, doubt that it would be awesome. Of course, I'd probably do, you know, other things, but right now, no, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm going to just, you know, work on my own right now. Mia Latina 3 asked, you have a pretty smile. Aw, thanks. Thank you. And very white teeth. Do you whiten them? I did oh my God, I can't talk. I did the crust whitening strips, gosh, a while ago. I'm talking like years ago, and whitened my teeth up so nicely, just over the counter. And then every day I use whitening toothpaste, you know, so that's it. I don't have any like real secret thing. And the whitening toothpaste is important because I drink a lot of coffee, so you definitely don't want those dingy teeth. And Prairie Princess 1 asked me, do you think you will get any other plastic surgeries? At this point, I'm going to say no. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you for submitting your questions. This is a lot of fun. And I will be back next week for another update. Next week, I go for my follow-up, my 2-year follow-up, my last appointment. So I'm hoping for a good experience there. Wish me luck, because I don't know, it's kind of like closing another little door, another little milestone that I've made it. I remember being in my first appointment and thinking, they were telling me, yeah, we follow you up for 2 years. 2 years sounded so far away, and look, here I am. So time flies when you're having fun. Everybody, as always, thank you for watching. Hello to my new subscribers, and I will see you all next week. Bye.